Part 3. Okay, so I go flying down from low orbit, and I can't sense her from that far too. So interesting thing to note. I fly down and I land down in front of her, and she said, "Let's try to stay on the ground this time." So we engage hand to hand, and like now, keep in mind the physical difference. Callum is like 8 feet tall, well built, sturdy. She's like 5'8", like in good shape, athlete and everything. But I mean, in real world, like, size doesn't always matter, but it's still interesting and noteworthy. But I also think that size might matter more in Unleashed. So it is still noteworthy and interesting. So when we're exchanging blows and everything like that, like, when our fists are striking each other and stuff, like, I can feel the power that's matching mine is equal or greater. So we're going back and forth, not really hitting each other, but trying to maneuver around each other and everything like that. And one noteworthy thing is that she can reach my top speeds, like the speeds I would probably need to build up to with, like maybe running a few strides before I really hit my apex and take off. She can do that immediately, so even if she's not necessarily blindingly faster, being able to, like, get in a single stride to a place that takes me 5 steps to get makes a big difference. And she's able to maneuver around me and everything. So like, she tries to get around me, and like, I think I recover quick enough, and we hit a point where our fists lock, and I like go to grab her hand, and when I go to grab her hand, she's already sweeping me. Boom, and I hit the ground, and she's over top of me doing like an axe kick, bringing her foot down hard. I shoot eye beams up, at her leg to try to, like, knock her off balance or something like that. Axe kick comes down through the eye beams, boom, hits me, boom, smashes me into the ground. So I create like a defensive shield, because the earlier I was doing a defensive armor, and this time, oh, and I released that defensive armor. So these strikes that she's doing, they're not going through that defensive armor. I had released that before we started the hand to hand. This time I did my defensive shield. The real difference is that the armor, I'm more maneuverable, and I can still attack out of it, but it's not as powerful. The defensive shield is like a bubble that's more powerful, but it's a larger target, and I can't attack out of it. So just to kind of try to knock her off of me, and all it does is kind of push her back slightly, and that's basically the end of the spar. She is just superior, and when the fight's over, like, Callum is giving her all her flowers, like letting her know, "You are amazing. I've never fought anybody like that before." Sovereign is pretty tough, like very very tough, but she's just on a whole different level. And she's like she was actually very impressed with me, like just the variety of things I could do and how advanced I was with my abilities, considering that, like, there's a clear level difference between us that also is a big knowledge difference, and me not having that knowledge really hinders me in comparison to her. And she was basically highlighting the fact that, because the fact that Callum had come this far lacking the knowledge that she has was very impressive. So um like after this, we go and have a seat and, like, discuss what we're going to do next. And, excuse me, we go into the facilities, where we eat and everything, and like Sovereign or Hector goes off to go get some water, and her and I are just sitting down and talking. She explains that I'm known as a person who's awakened, and like she was saying that basically, like, when you're first awakened, you're kind of like a newborn, and she's like the state beyond that. And she's saying it can take several years to, like, get there and everything. And uh, Sovereign, I keep calling him Sovereign. He is Sovereign, but Hector and I awakened like 22 years ago. So we're way behind the eight ball in terms of getting to that next step. So that's why this training is so important. New video.